Welcome to Alone. Welcome to StartupCon.
Thank you so
much. How do you like it?
Pretty fantastic. Very good environment. I like that there are so many startups here, which is very enterprising. Because I always do Germany is a very enterprising place, and right from my teenagers used to come to Germany. So pretty fantastic. I like the atmosphere. Pretty good.
What are the differences you see between the Asia startup scene and the German, or maybe the Europe, with a little bit broader perspective? Are there differences?
See, as a matter of fact, I didn't see much differences because what I liked is, I've seen about 15, startup pitches that came to me. Okay,
from Cologne or from Germany?
From Germany.
Okay.
Which was emailed to me. What I really liked about is everybody was focused on revenues. Okay. In American pitches, I've heard about 1,000 pitches from the States. Nobody talks about revenue. People talk about valuation. People talk about how to get free and grow big numbers, which people don't pay any money at all, and they have no idea about how to make money. The Asian companies from get-go, because we don't have access to VCs, because typically, as you know, 98% of the VC money goes to the American and Israeli companies. So very few companies outside of these two hotspots get any investments at all. So it's so refreshing to see that German entrepreneurs or German startups are focused on revenue. It's really refreshing.
Okay, and what else do you see in German entrepreneurs or startups in special? Is there anything about German startups you like apart from?
I did like of the 10 or 15 people, but what I felt is they're like too narrowly specified into one sector. Like for example, some guy was only talking about tugging boats. When a boat comes in to pull it and park it in a place, it's so narrow. So what happens is you don't have opportunity to grow. Because when you are looking at an startup, right, you have to think big from get-go. You can be so narrow that you limit yourself to saying, okay, in 2020, 2025, I'll make 20 million euros. That's a very small amount of money to spend 10 years. Okay, if it was 50 years ago, I understand. When my father started business, fine. But today, 14-year-olds making $1 million.
But how do you handle gap? You just mentioned in your talk, okay, guys, start local, think small, but actually think big. How do you handle that? Or how do you handle that in your own career?
That's what exactly I meant. You started local, that is not a problem, but you need to think big. That's what I meant. In 2025, if you're planning at just 20 million euros revenue, that's a very small plan. If it talks about, okay, I want to take over all of the world, let's say it talks about tugging boats in China, tugging boats in India, large markets, you need to have a bigger plan. You need to see the end. As I always say, if the amount of time that you put in to build a unicorn, $1 billion company, and $1 million company is the same. The effort is the same.
Yeah.
It's just that you add 3 more zeros.
What do you look in companies apart from being focused first on revenues and second maybe having a very concrete idea about local market or starting small? What do you look for in companies?
Bottom line all boils down to the founder because you don't invest on the company. You don't invest on the idea. You invest on the person. Because no matter what you say, what I do, is end of the day, you need to feel good about me. If in case you want to invest money with me. So it's all about you. That's what I mentioned. It's not about your services. It's not about your products. People buy you. When you go to an interview, people are buying you. If you go propose to a girl, she's buying you. Not, you may have money, but, it's the same concept. So we look at the founder. Because the founder, even if the product fails, the company fails, I'll reinvest on them because I trust the guy, I trust the girl. That's how it works.
How many active investments do you have currently? How many in between Europe, US, and Asia?
We have invested in we have a very extensive investment list. Not complete details I can disclose, but a few 100 companies we have invested in. We have now predominantly investing a lot more on Asia Pacific because there's a need for capital there, and the requirement of capital is very low. Because here 200,000 to €1 million may not be big money, but in a place like Vietnam, €1 million is
it's
massive
amazing.
Amount of money, and the growth is the same, and the growth is much faster there. And the competition is very very low because nobody has access to
So would you generally say it's harder to get funded in Asia than compared to US?
Absolutely, it's tougher. But now what is happening is I call them re-emerging giants. China and India were one of the largest economies forever, and they are now coming back. So now we look at the startup business in India, it's pretty phenomenal. You have unicorns popping up, but 160,000 startups in one single, in about 3 square kilometers in Bangalore. That's a massive number of startups coming in. China is also investing a lot of money now, so it's growing right now. It's improving.
I mean, looking to your own career, you founded your own company with Microsoft Office suites back in early 2000, right? And back then, Microsoft was already in the market for more than 10 years.
Yes.
How insane thought your first investor was you actually are?
That's the best part. I didn't go to any investor because every person whom I said the concept, they thought I am insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my shirt, as they say. They said you're going to go bankrupt in no time. But when you are so focused, and that's why I was talking about the rope concept. When you put a dog with a rope and try to tug it, it's not going to let it go because it's so focused, it wants it. So when you want it that real bad, and once you see the end that this is what I'm going to achieve, no matter what it takes, you can beat anybody. Because today, as you know, how big was Yahoo when Google started? How big was Friendster when Facebook started? So all these companies which were too big to fail are now today nobodies.
And did you take in later stage any outside investment? Or
No. See, until what happened was we had bootstrapped so much that if we didn't have the money, we didn't want to spend any money. Okay, so we had really focused on sales. So much so that I used to do the sale. I used to come to CeBIT every year.
Yeah.
And I used to stand there and sell the guy to buy 100 euros of my software. I'll sell it to him. Yeah. So that's how you build the culture. When you build the culture that you need to generate revenue. If you want food tomorrow morning, you need to make money today. Yeah. When that concept hits your employees, hits your stakeholders, it grows. But yeah, now I started a new company, called Browsify, because everybody was like, "Why are you not taking any investors? Why are you doing it only for yourself?" I mean, certain people believe that you don't want other people to grow. So we started that, and we are now raising money. We're just doing our second round. We raised about $50 million for Browsify, and I was oversubscribed by 30 to 40 times even before I did it. So we do have some German investors as well in the company.
Okay. What is the best way for a startup to reach and to pitch you?
Show me that you have borrowed money from your mother. Show me that you have done it. I did that.
Okay.
My only investor is my mother.
Do I fax it or send it by email?
The day I see that your mom has believed you, your girlfriend, or best, your ex-wife has invested in you.
Oh, better not my ex-wife.
Yes. If your ex-wife invests in you, you don't have to call me at all. I'll send you the check. I'll courier it wherever you want.
Okay, but jokes aside, I don't have your mobile, don't have your email. How do I pitch you? Where do I find you as a startup?
See, today we are available here. The biggest challenge is the time factor. But what they can do is typically they can reach out to us. They can email us. All the information is available on our website. They can reach out to our team. What we typically do is I listen to every pitch. Okay, that's mandatory. I make it a point. It's just 5 minutes because it's a life and death for the guy on the other side. So you don't want to put in somebody who can't take a decision. I need to make a call. I see you. I make a decision. So we do video, pitching as well. If you're really intense, you can fly down to Malaysia, okay, or to India, wherever. You can fly down wherever I'm there. 5 minutes is all is that. 5 minutes of fame.
And what should I include apart from the transfer wire to from my own mother?
Yeah. See, the whole idea is that I need you to see that you put everything you got into the company. Because if your ex-wife, your wife, your mother, everyone's invested money on you, man, you got to be
better not fail.
You will not fail. That is the only company that will not fail. Okay. Till date, touch wood, nobody has failed. People who have raised money like that, friends and family as they call it, when you raise money from friends and family, it becomes your own. Then you'll never let it fail. Okay.
Will you be back to Cologne next year for the StartupCon?
Absolutely. Sounds pretty fantastic. Actually, I was supposed to be there early today in the morning. I really regret for missing that. Hopefully next year I'll be the whole day and get an idea to meet more people.
Just to repeat, he will be back next year.
I'll be back next year.
Thanks very much.
I'll be
Thanks
back.
so much.
Thank you so much.